In today's video, we're going to be looking at just how much larger the Grand Theft Auto 6 map is compared to the GTA 5 map. We'll be diving into all that in this video today and a whole lot more. So I saw this post on the GTA 6 subreddit by a user ANLI2132, GTA 6 versus GTA 6 map size comparison. And they said GTA 6's map is roughly 2.7 times bigger than GTA 5's map and 2.4 times bigger without the panhandle. Keep in mind, this is not completely set in stone, as it's based on the mapping project, which is subject to change with time. So essentially what this individual is saying is that this is a rough guess based on what we know so far. And there's a couple of prerequisites that I'd like to show you. Number one, this mapping project has essentially been going on since the days of Grand Theft Auto 5. So essentially the same thing was happening just back in 2010, 2011. When Rockstar Games would put out new information or we would get new screenshots, fans would try to piece together the map. And eventually, like what you're seeing on the screen right now, it actually looked pretty realistic to the final version of the game. In fact, it got really real after Rockstar actually started teasing bits and pieces of the map on some of the promotional material. So once that happened, they were able to really nail down like a final look here. And we've been able to get really close in Grand Theft Auto 6. The big debate has just been whether or not the map is going to have a panhandle or whether it's going to be a more traditional Grand Theft Auto shaped map in sort of the island standpoint. Now, the reason we're talking about the panhandle is because we know that Leonida is based on the real life state of Florida in the United States, which has a very unique look, encompassing a panhandle that borders Alabama and Georgia that is home to some major cities and areas. So will that be featured in the game? You would have to think if Rockstar wants to make this world as iconic as possible and is like to like with real life Florida, that they would sort of change the shape of the map. So that's the debate. Is Rockstar going to include essentially what is a third of the real life state of Florida, or are they basically going to chop it off? Again, only time will tell. We don't have a ton of details on that yet. However, if the game does include a panhandle, according to this data, it's going to be 2.7 times bigger, and this is what it'll look like. So again, the map we're using for this is Yanis's community map. He's sort of taken over the mantle from Dupsor and that team, but it's using the exact same data. They have access to everything we have access to, the trailer, the screenshots, even the leaked footage that came out in 2022, which again, of course, is subject to change. But this gives us a rough idea, and this is the most up-to-date version of the map, sort of version 8.5. And you can see that, yeah, it is about 2.7 times larger if you do include that panhandle. Now, again, if you don't include the panhandle, it's only about 2.4 times. And you guys are probably wondering, well, why is the panhandle so empty up there? Well, that's because we haven't seen anything. We know that Mount Caliga National Park is going to be up there, but is it going to take over the entire area? And if it's not, they haven't showed us anything else that's going to be up there. They've showed us the 6 areas that are going to be featured: Vice City, Ambrosia, Port Gellhorn, Mount Caliga National Park. You've got the Grass Rivers and the Leonida Keys, but we don't know what else could be on that side of the world. So again, 2.4 times, still bigger, just not quite as large. And then this is what the map looks like completely overlaid on the map. And you guys can see that the entirety of the GTA 5 map does fit inside of Grand Theft Auto 6's map, which again just shows you how much bigger the world is going to be. And again, do we roughly know the final shape and size of the GTA 6 map? The answer is no, but we have a pretty good idea. I would say with about 80 to 85% certainty, we know what the shape of this world is going to look like, so we can pretty much tell in comparison what it'll be to Grand Theft Auto 6. Now again, this is just more data that's been found. Grand Theft Auto 6's landmass is 28.64% versus GTA 5's landmass, put in the same sort of 1,000 by 2,000 box here, is only 11.88%. So according to this user, it's 2.41 times larger than the GTA 5 map, which again lines up with what other individuals that have done some research are saying about this. And if we just take a look at the size of Vice City versus Los Santos, the entire shape of Los Santos, which is what you're looking at right here, this sort of black outline, fits inside of what we would consider the outline of GTA 6's Vice City. So not only is the map going to be bigger, but the main city where things will take place a lot is also going to be much larger. Now, to a degree, you can obviously see here that Los Santos is a little bit more dense. There's a lot going on in the middle, whereas Vice City, and again, I know this is tough to look at because it's just an outline, has lots of little islands, bridges, and whatnot. Water sort of comes into play a lot more. So it is bigger. Hopefully Rockstar fills those gaps, things like the water and the islands, with actual usable things, places to explore, secrets to find, mysteries to uncover, etc. But at least to a like-to-like comparison, that area is larger. And this again continues the trend that Rockstar Games has been doing over their last few titles, making a much larger map every single time. Really, the only difference is going from GTA 3 to Vice City. That map was slightly bigger because Vice City was supposed to be just an expansion of Grand Theft Auto 3. And then going from GTA 5 to Red Dead Redemption 2, that map is slightly smaller. But if you include all of the land, like the island of Guarma and whatnot, it's much bigger. And if you take into account that, again, the game takes place in 1899, there aren't fast ways to move around the map unless you're fast traveling via train or stagecoach, of course. It feels much bigger just naturally based on the setting. Now, what also just generally gives me more hope is Rockstar's description of Grand Theft Auto 6 versus their description of Grand Theft Auto 5. In GTA 5, all the focus was primarily on Los Santos. Yes, they described it as its surrounding countrysides of San Andreas, but for the most part, pretty much any time you looked at a description, whether it be on the box art of the game or whether it be on promotional materials, it was all primarily focused on that one big blob of Los Santos, whereas Rockstar so far has already clarified that this entire plot, this whole story, is going to take place across the entire state of Leonida. And in the descriptions for not only the characters, but also the places, they've referenced other areas too, like Gloriana, which could possibly be the fictional state of Georgia, which would be a bordering state to Leonida. And we've also heard them mention Liberty City as well. Remember, that's where they described Lucia as originally being from. So could that be our North Yankton of Grand Theft Auto 6 returning back to Liberty City? Again, only time will tell, but I think it's very, very clear that Grand Theft Auto 6's map is going to be much larger than GTA 5. There's still so much to debate versus how centralized it's going to be, whether it's going to be spread out. Will Rockstar fill the world with all the things we've come to know and love from Red Dead Redemption 2? Just random houses to explore, mysteries to uncover, secrets to, dive into. Is there going to be a panhandle? Is it going to be a traditional landlocked shape? There's still so many questions out there, so it's a little bit too early to tell. But for now, we know that it's roughly going to be around 2.7 to 2.4 times bigger than GTA 5's map, which in my opinion is great news. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know just how much larger you think the Grand Theft Auto 6 map is going to be than Grand Theft Auto 5. And let me know some of your other thoughts on the map as well. Do you think it'll include things like a panhandle, or will it not include that at all? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.